What's going on YouTube? It's your girl Emily, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I manifested everything up until this point in my life. But I just kind of want to take y'all back into time because sometimes I feel like we don't even realize the power that we have as beings to really have the things that we want in life with just a simple thought. So when I was a young girl, you guys, I was just one of those kids with a big imagination and nobody couldn't tell me anything. Like, I remember just telling my cousins, like, I wanted this car because my uncle had it, and not only that, because I loved the car. It was an Infiniti G37, and back in that time, this is when GTA was like one of those first games that was out. I think it was like Vice City at the time, and in the game, I'm always playing the game like, yeah, man, this is my Infinity. I'm going here. I'm going to my house in the game, but at that time, y'all, in my mind, it was real. It was real. I was really imagining me driving a car, being in a car, going places in the car, and I just kept saying to myself and my cousins at the time, I was like, man, when I get older, man, I'm going to have this car. I'm going to have this car. And I kept saying that repeatedly over and over again until it was just stuck into my mind, y'all. So when I got my first real job as I got older, I think at the time I could have been, maybe 19, 20-ish at the time. And I was working this job, and I remember going online and I seen an Infiniti G37. At that time, I want to say it was a 2000, maybe 16, 17 at the time. And it had one owner, okay? One owner. And I remember I got my pre-approval from my bank to go down and pick the car that I wanted, y'all. So I literally drove 30 minutes away to the lot. And I just knew in my spirit that I was taking my car home that day. So when I got to the dealership, you guys, I got there. I'm looking at the car. I'm checking out everything, looking at the Carfax, making sure everything was good for me to ride off the lot. And this is how you know when something is for you, because the transaction went so smooth. And I remember that day like yesterday when I got in the car, and I was super stoked and excited driving home because I went back into time thinking to myself, like, I always said that I would have this car, y'all. And I had it. I literally had it. I'm driving it. I'm experiencing it. And I just went back into time like, wow, like I really said this. And I remember when I posted it online, all my cousins that were around me, and I kept saying, this was like, when we was younger, you always said you was going to have that car. You always said it. So I'm pretty much here to tell you guys, whatever you believe, whatever you say, you deem it to be true for yourself, it is so true. Not only that, y'all, just speaking in general, like the power of manifestation. Even when I was younger, I even imagined myself having a home, being in a home, buying a home, and then sometime after me buying that car and I was still at the same job, I would say it was probably like 3-4 years later into the job, I told myself like, I'm going to have a house before I turn, 25. And that was on my mind. And I kept just saying it like, I'm going to have this house before I turn 25. I kept saying it. And then one moment came, and my friend at my job at the time was like, hey, man, I'm going to go look at these model homes. You want to come and see? The crazy thing about it is universe will literally line things up for you when you start thinking about the things that you want, and it's like you hold the thought. So I'm like, yeah, heck yeah, I want to go. I went to the model home, you guys. I saw the spec homes. I saw the entrance, the living room, the kitchen. I saw everything, and I was so amazed. And I said to myself, like, I'm going to get me a house. I'm going to buy me a house. And I kid you guys not, before I turned 25, I was literally 24. November of 2018, I bought my home, and I just turned 24 in June of 2018, right before I was about to turn 25, the next year after. And it's crazy because I'm like saying to myself again, I keep saying these things and I keep keeping these things on my mind, and they just keep happening. And it's so crazy because I really want you guys to understand that there is so much power in your mind, and there's so much power and the things that you say, the things that you want out of life. And even now, last year, because I have so many stories, you guys, like I don't know if I could share them all, but I just want to give you examples how manifestation is so real if you believe it and you have faith and you know it to be true. So last year, you guys, I remember obsessing about a camera because I have been doing content for so long and I really wanted a camera just to step my game up, to step my footage up and all these things. I obsessed with that camera so much. I was watching on YouTube. I was watching on TikTok. I was watching it on a website like Best Buy and Sony.com. Like, you guys, I obsessed with this camera so much that one day just came, a thought just came to me like, it's time. It's time. And I remember like it was yesterday, I was on the phone with the representative at the time when I said, you know what, it's time to buy this camera. I was on the phone with the representative at the time. And while I was on the phone with the representative, he told me that I was lucky to be getting this camera. It was one of the top of the lines cameras in the industries, and I was lucky to have it. And he was happy for me that I was buying the camera. And on top of that, he added some additional services because I bought the camera that day. And when I tell y'all, that's why I keep saying, like, the universe will line things up so perfectly that it would be easily, I mean, like a seamless transaction. I got my camera, y'all. Okay, boom. So once I got my camera, I said, man, I want to start shooting footage. I want to start, going to concerts and different venues, different places and stuff like that. And at the time that I bought my camera, there were some, high-end artists that was coming to town, right? And I'm sitting back and I'm like, man, I just got my camera. It would be so dope for me to get these artists on my camera, y'all. I kid y'all not. I put all of these artists that I wanted to connect with or just get them on my lens, on my vision board, sometime before they came because, we knew kind of some time in advance. And I kept just obsessing with the thought of being there, being on stage, getting them on my footage, and basically just kept putting it in my mind that, I'm going to make this happen. It's going to happen. Like, I'm not even thinking anything less than that I'm going to get these people on my camera, right? Kid y'all not. I was able to get these artists on my camera, get into the club for free, and be on stage with these artists. Every single artist that I wanted to get on my camera happened, right? So it's just wild when you think about your thoughts, your words, and then the desire that you have for these things that it comes to pass. And just to sum this up, to let you know that manifestation is super duper real and it's so dope and kind of like crazy at the same time. I had a birthday last year, of course. I don't even know why I said I had a birthday, but last year for my birthday, I obsessed with going to St. Lucia, y'all. I don't know what drew me to that place, but it was like nonstop obsession. Like, I was like, man, I want to go to St. Lucia for my birthday. I want to go to St. Lucia for my birthday. Like, it just seems so peaceful. It just seems so vibrant. So, just somewhere to be, right? So, man, let me tell y'all, same thing. I went to obsessing with St. Lucia. I'm talking about TikTok videos, YouTube videos, travel videos, Instagram pictures. I mean, it was as if I was like replaying the same images over and over and over again until one day I got online and I went to the, booking website. They had a deal for me to book the trip, but I had to book it within a certain amount of time. And the deal was a steal. Listen, when I tell y'all the deal was a steal, it was crazy because when I looked at different times of the year and the time that I was going, you guys, was one of the most popular times of the year. So it was like when I went online and I seen it, it had these certain amount of days. Every other day between the dates that I wanted to go, which was my birthday, was, very much more expensive. But on the days that I wanted to go, discounted. So when I'm saying this to y'all, it's like anything that you want, and you have a visual and you obsess with it, it's like the universe conspires to work it out in your favor. And that's what happened for me, y'all. So I'm sitting here looking like, no, this can't be. So with no hesitation, y'all, I went and I booked my trip. I booked at an all-inclusive resort. And when I tell y'all, it was nothing but short of amazing. And this is how I know that the universe is something special, y'all. I don't know what sprinkles be in the air, but while I was on my trip, one of the ladies that was working at the resort, she was talking to me and she saw me with my camera. Now, my camera has been something, I'm not even gonna lie, that has changed my life, and I'm so grateful for it. I'm still happy to this day about it, you know. But the lady at the resort was like, do you do YouTube? You should vlog. You should, create content. Like, you have the personality and all of these things. Like, it was like she was hyping me up. So she was like, you should do YouTube. Now, mind y'all, before I came to this resort, I had already in mind that I wanted to do YouTube, that I was going to start doing YouTube because I had this fancy smancy camera and I didn't want it to go to waste. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, that was a nudge. Here we are right now today, y'all. I'm doing YouTube. And I'm so proud of myself because everything that I set an intention for, everything that I visualized, everything that I put on my vision board has came to pass and came to fruition. So when I tell you that there's anything that you want in your life, be so intentional about it. If you have to obsess, don't overly obsess, but if you have to obsess with the thing, it's like the universe will bring it to you halfway and you just have to do the rest. Y'all, manifestation has done so many great things for me in my life, and it's still ongoing. It's still ongoing. Last example of me manifesting things in my life was I got onto Facebook and I really wanted to grow that platform. And one day I just woke up and said, you know what? I've been sitting at 5,500 followers for I don't know how long. And I took it upon myself to say, I'm going to give myself 60 days because I know I'm going to reach over 50K followers. And then I'm going to reach over 100K followers, right? I kid you guys not, because I had it in my mind and I set the intention and I kept visualizing over and over that my profile was continuously going to grow. Right now, today, I'm standing at 153,000 followers on Facebook. Now I can't give y'all any more examples in of my life because I know that you have examples in your life that you thought about something and it became your reality. So I really want you guys to really understand that if you have something that you want in your life, if there's something that you believe in, if it's something that you can visualize up here, and I'm talking about visualize it as it's a movie, and you have that on loop, the universe is going to work out for you. The universe is going to do it for you. So I'm still speechless, y'all. I'm still speechless, but I remember saying a lot of things to people, family members, friends, and people I've dated that I was going to accomplish things. I was going to do great things. And they literally come back to me and be like, you did it. You said it and you did it. You said it and it happened. And it's just the wildest thing ever. So listen, if you got something, like I said, that you really want, meditate on it. Think about it. Visualize it. Create images around it that you can see every single day and see yourself being it. Like, you literally have to embody and live in that moment. Like, this is already mine. You got to know it. With this being said, just know that manifestation is a very powerful tool. And it works if you use it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And in the comments, I want you to leave a time where you manifested something, whether it was big or small in your life, and you were just amazed by the results that you have. Because I know you guys have stories. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you take manifestation to the next level and lock in on your wildest dreams, because it can happen for you.